to learn from me because I'm a teacher and I teach kids and adults. And we're gonna do our best to enjoy what we're doing today. And we're all gonna learn today, which we when you don't know what to do. I also noticed it can be embarrassing, confusing, and scary. Here's the thing about math. There are so many ways to find an answer. It's just what works for you. Now, what I'm teaching you today might be something you don't like to do. Maybe you know how to do it in a different way. But what I do ask is that you give it a try. Just try it out. You may find that you love the new strategy today.
No. This is Try It Tuesday.
Is it Try It Tuesday, really? Oh my gosh. This is perfect. This is perfect. All right. And then the other thing I noticed was how can you think outside the box? And a couple of posts I saw were by doing something new. So that will be something for a lot of you today. Branch out of your comfort zone. Oh my goodness, math is so uncomfortable, even if we know it really well. So just try something out of your comfort zone because it's Try It Tuesday. That is actually really cool.
Volley.
All right, let's get started, shall we?
Yes, be Sarah.
Let's do it. Okay. So for our warm-up, I see you have your brain notebooks. So if you could go ahead and find the first page where it's blank. So wherever you left off the last time you used your brain notebook, go ahead and it's your first blank page. I hear you did a warm-up yesterday. Well, that's your table of contents. So make sure you don't have one.
No! Oh, man, that.
All right. So for our warm-up, I am asking you. It's okay. It's okay if you dropped it. No biggie. Thank you for trying to help, Bill. You are going to compare 1,492 and 1,536. What? Wait. Remember, it's Try It Tuesday. Start somewhere. Use something maybe you know from your class last year or something you did yesterday. Try something. I know you all have been using base 10 blocks. So you could draw your base 10 blocks if you want.
No, we use real ones.
Well, we're going to use those later. So here's what I want you to try. Remember, it's Try It Tuesday. So think of something, and you know what? If you get it wrong, it's okay. Lightning is not going to strike you down from the ceiling. You'll be okay. All right. And I want you to tell me in your notebooks which number is greater. So go ahead and take a couple minutes working in your notebook, doing whatever strategy works for you. Compare those two numbers and tell me in your notebook which number is greater. I want to see if you can figure this one out. When you give me your answer to what I'm about to call out, please make sure you're looking up in this direction so that we can take That was better. That was better. I'll work on it. All right, kids. Take a look up here, please. Here's what I want you to remember. Remember, it's Try It Tuesday, right? You're probably going to make a mistake. You may not have known what you were doing. But in math, we learn from our mistakes. That's how we grow, right? So, you may or may not have chosen the correct answer. And if you did not pick 1,536, guess what? Now your goal could be, I'm not sure what I'm doing, so I'm going to really pay attention to the strategies Mrs. Perez shows me today, and maybe I'll get closer by the end of today's lesson. Maybe. And if I don't, I have tomorrow. So, 1,536 is the greater or larger amount.
I chose that answer.
Like I said, it's okay if you got it incorrect. This is just a warm-up. And if you got it incorrect, that's feedback for yourself to understand, okay, I didn't do something correct. I'm going to pay attention to her strategies and see where I can go from there. All right. So you have your big workbooks that we're going to be using next. So I think, Ms. Shaw, maybe you can correct me, you can close your brain notebooks because we're going to be putting everything in our big workbook today. All right, you do not need to open your book yet. You do not need to open your book yet. So if you opened it, do me a favor. So I am going to read it the first time. I want you to follow along with your eyes and your ears as best as you can on the board. And I want you to think about what is the problem about. Is it about people at school? Is it about cats and dogs? Is it about playground equipment? I just want you to think, what is it about? I'm going to read it first, and then we're going to talk about what it's about.
It's about nutmeg.
All right, fourth graders, I need your eyes up here because your books are not open. And the problem is up on the board. Eyes are on the problem because the problem is on the board. Be listening to me so that you hear it, so that if you want to read it the second or third time, you'll feel better about it. I see lots of eyes here, so here we go. There were 23,643 fans at a football game last week, and 23,985 fans, whoa, I just read that wrong, look at me. 23,987 fans at a football game this week. Which game had fewer fans? Now hold tight, some of you might already know the answer. Let's hold tight.
I know.
Raise your hand or give me a thumbs up to tell me what's the subject of this story problem. Remember I said it could be about cats and dogs, could be about playground equipment. What is this one? Okay, who would like to read this same exact story problem a second time for us? Loud and proud so we can hear you, okay? Jeremiah, go for it.
643 fans at the football game last week, and 23,987 fans at the football game this week. Which game has fewer fans?
That was awesome, Jeremiah. Thank you, sir. And you were so loud that I heard everything you said. So thank you. All right, next question about what he just reread, everybody. What are we trying to find out? We know it's about a football game, but now, what about the football game do we need to find out? What's your name again? Ellie. What is this problem actually asking us about?
We're trying to figure out which game has fewer fans.
What did she say?
Which game has
Ooh, nice job. What did she say?
Which game has fewer fans?
You are all exactly right. Thank you, Ellie. Nicely said. Okay, I know this seems so wild. We're going to read it a third time. But this time, if you look down here, we're going to look for what information is the person who wrote this problem trying to give to us so we can solve it. All right, I need a third reader. Third reader. Lucas had asked earlier. So let's have him do it, and then you can maybe read your hand again.
So,
All right, you can go for it.
should I just read the whole sentence?
The whole problem. Remember, we're looking at what information is important to help us solve this problem about football games.
There were 23,643 fans at a football game last week.
Huh?
And there were 23,987 fans at the football game this week. Which game had fewer fans?
Awesome job. Thank you, sir. All right, everybody, what information are we being given about this problem? And I'm going to write it on the board. I forgot to do that the first time, so I might have to do a little bit of catch up. So let's do this real quick. We know that we are trying to find out which football game had fewer fans. All right, what are we given to help us solve this problem?
And 87.
Ooh, close. 23,000.
987.
Awesome job fixing your mistakes. Thank you for modeling that. Okay. Mean. That's important to this problem too. Ooh, wait, I forgot your name.
Ruby.
Ruby, thank you. What does it mean? All right, peeps, if you have time, please try to solve it 2 different ways. Wait, try. Wait. How about this? See right here? Fewer means.
Excuse me?
Does that help?
I don't know too much.
Yeah, there you go. Sound
So
good?
do I just say which my opinion is?
Yes, but show how you know what your opinion is.
I don't know how I know.
Would you be up for showing it on the board today?
Sure.
Yeah? Sweet. Okay. So when we finish, when I call you up, you can go ahead and show with your marker and explain it to us. You good with that? Okay. And you can bring your book up there with you too. Okay. Thank you.
And I put a B for bigger because this
Okay.
is bigger and S for smaller.
Yeah.
D, I meant to be a big one. A D because this one is bigger, smaller,
Oh, you
bigger,
need-
smaller. So this one had more, so I circled this.
That makes so much sense. Bigger versus smaller, bigger versus smaller. Awesome. That is some great thinking. Thank you, Jeremiah.
And I put a B for bigger because this
Okay.
is bigger and S for smaller.
Yeah.
D, because I meant to be a big one. A D because this one is bigger, smaller,
Oh, you
bigger,
need-
smaller. So this one had more, so I circled this.
That makes so much sense. Bigger versus smaller, bigger versus smaller. Awesome. That is some great thinking. Thank you, Jeremiah. She saw those were the same. 20,000 is equal to 20,000. Then she noticed 3,000 is equal to 3,000. So that's not telling us anything. Then we get to 600. I want you to find, written in green words at the top of page 22 where it says model it. Page 22, find the green words where it says model it and point to it. Point. So, what are you going to do with this page? You are going to, yes, good. Highlight words that you find, words that look familiar, words that look important. And I want you to be ready to share those words with us in about 3 minutes. You have 3 minutes to read this book by yourself and look for connections with words you feel know and make sense. There you go.
How much time do we have to read this?
We're only going to do this part and for about 3 minutes.
So will these?
Yes, just this chunk. And then stop when you get here. You can even draw a line right here if it helps.
Thank you. Wait,
You're welcome. Yeah.
I'm just
So
using this.
just this section. And you're just going to read through and look for things that look familiar, that are important. And if you're like, oh, I can't read this very well, highlight things that you've seen before. Okay? There you go. Nicely done, ladies. How about, do you think we need numbers to work with math?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and highlight, or sorry, you can using your pencil. Go ahead and circle the word numbers.
2, 1.
Right here. There you go.
This one.
Yeah, you can circle that because that's the number we're using, if that helps you. Awesome. And then you said numbers is important, so go ahead and circle that. Underline. Give me a thumbs up if you highlighted at least one of those. Thumbs up if you highlighted at least one of those. I see a lot of you comparing. All of us? Let's look at the next one. How about those digits in the thousands place? Are those the same or different? Does that help us? No. Do we know which number is fewer? So, way back when you were little itty bitties, you learned what 6 was? Yes. And you learned what 9 was, right?
Correct. Yeah.
And you all know which one of those. Pull it apart and see the value of your digits. And yet we still have 600 is less than 900. Let's read that. Everybody, let's do it together. Ready? So, way back when you were little itty bitties, you learned what 6 was?
Yes.
And you learned what 9 was, right?
Correct. Yes.
And you all know which one of those. Pull it apart and see the value of your digits. And yet we still have 600 is less than 900. Let's read that. Everybody, let's do it together. Ready?